taken the day off, so I'm taking his place for today. I'm going to be speaking to Andrej Kolar from Naviter. Hi, Andrej.
Hi, Marcus. Hi, everyone.
How are things in Slovenia?
Well, everything is Corona-related right now, but since we're not in the news, I suppose we're doing quite fine. We're locked down to having to stay inside our municipalities, which in my case isn't really bad because we have some nice mountains that we can still go hiking. So it's very different, where something new is coming and we don't know what it is and we're waiting for it. So now let's see where it goes.
I think we're all in the same situation, all waiting to see what happens. For those that don't really know about Naviter, can you introduce the company? And
I'm sorry, I really don't hear you very well.
I said, for those that don't know Naviter very well, can you introduce the company and your role within it?
Yeah, thank you. Naviter is a 20-year-old company. We started it 20 years ago. 2 glider pilots. We started with the software SeeYou, which was then and it is now the go-to software for flight planning, for flight analysis. As we grew, we added navigation. At some point, Joost, who is now part of the core team at Naviter, came about and said, if you only add a vario to the Oudie, this would be a great paragliding device, which is what kicked it off, and it is. And 20 years later, we're producing navigation devices, still designing and developing our own software, having fun with that. More and more people at the company are pilots. We're now a company of 15 people, or we were before this Corona came. So it's fun. It's basically we're leaving our hobby. We are always part of what we love to do the most. So that's a great thing.
And how many developers do you have working at Naviter?
The development, for me, the development is mostly software, and some people also hardware. So there's 7 people doing development, and the rest is people assembling devices, selling, supporting people. That's a very major part of our job as well.
And so should we talk a bit about the range of instruments you have? You have the Flytech range of sort of more, so should we say basic level, beginner level instruments, and then you have the Hyper and Oudie, which are both very capable instruments, but probably for different niche markets.
Yes, adding Flytech varios to the range was what made our range complete. So we really have varios for everybody, for those who just need a simple vario, for those who just need something robust and reliable, up to the competition pilots and serious cross-country pilots who do world records and world championships. So in that sense, we have the whole range, yes.
And how do you see the Hyper and the Oudie sitting alongside each other?
They cater to different people, to a different segment. Hyper being the Lite one with a really nice screen that is small and light, whereas compared to the Oudie, it can do everything. It can do all competition tasks. It can do everything for everyone. But they do share a common platform. They do share the same sensors technology and of course the same team behind them.
And you've just introduced quite a few updates recently while we've been all locked
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit about those updates and what they bring?
Yes. Everything that we do last year or 2 years is bringing more and more services together, together with other partners. And one of the major things that is driving the whole development and also pilots is the story with Phonet. And the Oudies have received little antennas lately. And with those antennas, they can see each other, and they can see other Skytrax and other Phonet-enabled devices, which is slowly but surely bringing solutions in the air, which were previously not possible, such as seeing where my buddies are, or if I'm guiding, where the students are, or if I'm a student, where my guide is, where we are going, what he's doing. But just lately, that was one of the recent updates for the Oudie. There are also ground stations based on Skynet from Bernaire, from Switzerland, who actually accumulate data from weather stations around the Alps. The Alps are the most covered at this time. And they are able to transmit this data from the ground station, which is on the ground connected to the internet, up into the air. And it's possible to see wind measurements from actual weather stations around you on the screen of an Oudie, which makes decisions about where to go, where not to go, and which side of the mountain will work, and which route to take to make it safer, a lot easier. And it's quite exciting. It's still very new, this technology, so there's a lot of potential of what can happen with these little antennas on top of Oudies and all the other devices that are Phonet enabled.
And Phonet is not just you that's using this. There's quite a few companies using this. But
yes, that's the most important part. It's several companies working together, companies that may be seen as competitors on the market, like Skytrax and Naviter for sure. However, technologies like these, they only make sense if many people use it, as many people as possible. So in that sense, it's great to see that companies are able and willing to work together, because we're all doing this for the love of the same sport.
Yeah, and there seems to be a bit of confusion about Phonet and Flam and how they fit together. Can you kind of explain that a bit?
I'm sorry, I really don't hear. Previously, when we were talking, I could hear you perfectly.
Bit of confusion about how Phonet and Flam sort of work together, and because I know some instruments are only Flam based and some have the Phonet chip.
Yes, Phonet and Flam are similar technologies, but then again different. Flam has a really wide base in gliding and in general aviation, where practically all gliders are equipped with that. Also, many rescue helicopters and other general aviation aircrafts are equipped already with Flam. And it is more or less a anti-collision device between general aviation, gliding, and especially gliders use it daily. I mean, it's really widespread. Practically everyone has it, and for sure everyone who flies cross country has it. But it's not solving a problem that paragliding has. Paragliding doesn't have a problem with mid-air collisions and not seeing each other. And so the functionality of Phonet really has to be something else than anti-collision. And it is actually bringing data into the air. I can see lots of other projects, including one from Skytrax, doing ground stations, which will actually bring live weather, which is important, into the air. and it makes hopping possible so that you can see another glider that is on the other side of the valley or even behind the mountain, and also the communication on the ground, collaboration on the ground is this is what Finite is enabling. It's basically a software layer on top of a really good hardware layer, whereas FLARM is almost a standard in general aviation and gliding. So yeah, I don't think I brought any less confusion with this answer.
And so if I have an Oudie, the older Oudies, I can upgrade to the newest Oudie by sending it to you, yeah?
Yes, upgrades are absolutely possible. We've always tried to be generous with when we have a new device, that the old devices are upgradable. So most definitely all OD3s, OD3 pluses, and OD4s are upgradable to an OD5. So that's not a problem.
And with the new software for the Oudie, you've brought along a new updater, I think?
Yes. That touches a field that is actually the core of our current development, which is bringing together technologies on the web with Oudies, hypers, blades, and everything else that we do, where SeeYou is a very core product for us. SeeYou for flight planning and flight analysis is something that a lot of pilots already use, and having so many Oudies out there, it makes sense to make connection between SeeYou and the navigation devices as simple as possible. So the latest update that was released just this weekend is that if you use SeeYou online, if you use SeeYou on the SeeYou.cloud domain, when you create a task in SeeYou and then just connect your Oudie to the PC where Naviter Updater is running, it will just seamlessly sync the new task that you have just created with Oudie, and you can literally do your task on your phone, connect your Oudie to a PC, and let it sync the files, and you're ready to fly. So it's bringing, the SeeYou Cloud is bringing Oudies, hypers, blades together with the flight planning and flight analysis tools.
Okay. One question I was asked to bring up was, how different is it developing instruments for free flight compared with developing them for glider flight?
That's a really good question. It is so similar in so many ways that it totally makes sense to do one development for all of it. The differences are in mostly, well, the most important from the development point of view, the most important differences are in how tasks and turn point sectors and speed section starts and speed section finishes are handled. That doesn't sound like much, but in the end, it's quite important. Besides that, it's a matter of adapting to different speeds that paragliders are flying compared to gliders. So, but you know, we all design tasks in the same way. We all design FIA triangles, and we all fly for fun, and we all search for thermals, and we're all interested in the average thermal that the next guy has found, and the routes where he went and why he went there, etc. So in that sense, it's there's a lot of similarities.
I guess the weather integrations were a lot more used by sailplane pilots before, but I understand more and more paraglider pilots are now using that.
Yes. The more the weather integrations are becoming, the better the models are becoming, the more useful they become also for the paraglider pilots. A glider pilot will cover a lot more terrain. It's very normal to, when you do a good cross-country flight, to go 300 kilometers one way and then 200 kilometers another way and then return back on a triangular flight of 600, 700, 800 kilometers up to 1,000 and more. So in that sense, the weather forecasts are more important to the glider pilots because it simply covers more area. Also, it's possible to fly in more different conditions. Stronger winds and even thunderstorms are not such a problem. And it's possible to use thunderstorms to even make your flight faster or longer. But as I said, with models becoming better and better, and especially with projects like the Burn Air's weather stations, where we actually bring live weather measurements into the Oudie, the weather story is really, really important, really nice. It makes the flights safer, it makes them more enjoyable.
What would you say are the most useful functions for a pilot that has, say, 50 hours? How can he get the best out of his Oudie? Simply by growing with it. This is why we also offer a version with less functionality, so that there is not so much things to set up. So we have the Oudie 4 and Oudie 5. They both come in two versions, the XC and Pro versions, where the XC version is actually meant for somebody who wants to take off, have fun in the air, fly short cross-country flights, and grow with learning. It's a device that will grow with you. Oudie is a device that is that can be suggested to pilots who are just novice cross-country pilots and want to become better at it, because it will simply grow with them. And what can we expect from Naviter in the future? What have you got any developments that you can talk about? Yes. Definitely, the focus is on SeeYou right now at Naviter. There's a lot that we want to do. We're investing heavily into bringing it to the web platform, making it really useful. The latest updates were done also on SeeYou, being able to use it with the keyboard, etc., etc. It has to be said that our technology is quite outdated. So the development goes only into the direction where we can use the web technologies more, where we can use the new things more. We're using this downtime actually to continue the development. We're not stopping the company at all. We're just not publishing all the news we would normally be publishing if people were flying. So we'll just stack up more features and to release it hopefully soon. I mean, we're super keen to show what we've been doing. One question that came up on our Facebook feed this morning was from a couple of people, Laurie Knox, one of our reviewers, and Thomas Gustafsson, who said, can you see using Eink displays coming? Will you be bringing Eink displays to your machines soon? I'm not saying no, simply because we focus on bringing colors to the screen and using the colors for highlighting information that is so important. So we're more focusing on bringing screens that will work well in the sun, but they will remain color, than E-Ink. But we do not. We understand the usefulness of E-Ink, so it's not out of our scope, but it's not the main focus. But the big focus is on the whole system, the website, and everything working together as a big system. It's really difficult to hear, Marcus. Sorry. So, but the emphasis at the moment is on the whole system, the website, the SeeYou Cloud, as well as the instruments. Absolutely, bringing flight planning and in-flight navigation and flight analysis together in one seamless package. Okay, just a quick question that's just popped up from Kevin McGinley in the US. He's asked how he can update his Oudie 4 to an Oudie 5 in the States. He's had some problems doing that.
Yeah, the whole Phonet module is not FCC certified, so we're not offering that in the States. Nobody is. But if he really wants to upgrade it because he'll use it everywhere else, then absolutely he can talk to Steve Kroops, talk to flytech.com. They will arrange everything for it.
Okay, thank you. And well, I think that sort of finishes it off for now. Thanks so much for your time. Sorry about my mic being very quiet. I'm not sure why.
Something happened in the last minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much, Marcus, and thank you very much to everyone. Have a good time, and hopefully we'll be up in the air soon.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you, and goodbye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody. Sorry about the mic. And Ed will be back tomorrow with more chat. So we'll see you then. Bye.